All right, good morning. Here we go. Happy Sunday. All right. Ojo Aiku. Sunday. Sunday is the day to be alive. Sunday is the day to be alive. It's the day we start the week off, really get our ideas in place, and really settle in and make a decision on how we're going to attack this week. All right. So today is going to be another beautiful day. And what we're going to talk about today is checking your connection to your community. All right. Now, we've been on the checking your connection. We've talked about to your growth. We've talked about to the connection to yourself and to those around you. And now we're going to talk about checking that connection to your community. All right. When we say community, that's just the unit around you, your family members, right? Those around you, your friends, family members, your unit, essentially. So once again, what all we're talking about is behavior drivers, foundational principles that kind of drive your behavior. And what we're saying is that if you focus on community, if you focus on growth, and if you focus on connection to yourself, understanding yourself and your purpose and your usefulness, then you will undoubtedly live a holy life, a complete life, whole. WHOLLY. Holy drivers are what we call them. The community driver, the connection driver, and then the growth driver. And all we mean, once again, is those foundational principles that drive behavior, right? And the point of all of these sessions is to just give you some tools, that you can use to assess where you are so you can now plan on where you want to go. All right. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you are. So we're just trying to clear those things up for all of us, so we can continue to grow, continue to expand, and continue to enjoy this ride, of course. All right, community driver. So, a few questions that you can ponder. As always, you want to write down the questions and you want to write down the answers. The process of writing it down is a cathartic process that will undoubtedly be beneficial to you. And it will not be easy. Also, it's not easy to write down these questions. It's not easy to write down the answer to these questions. All right, it's going to take some serious effort on the part of your spirit, right? To really take a second just to be serious about who you are, who you've wanted to be since you were a child. All right, that's what this really is about. It's about the spirit in all of us and really just kind of making sure we're in alignment with what it is that we truly want to be. Right. So some of those questions that you can write down and ask yourself are, how am I useful to my unit? Right. Specifically, what is it that I do to help my family? What is it that I do to help my friends? What is it that I do to help my coworkers? Right. What kind of usefulness do I have in these different sets of groups? Right? Take some time to ponder that. And I'm sure you'll come up and see that, your usefulness is likely going to be consistent in each of these groups. You're serving in a similar style, similar way. So what are two goals of my unit? Once again, understanding the goals, understanding what is all this for? What are we trying to prove? What are we trying to do here? Right? Those goals are important. Rarely talked about. I understand that part, but you need to talk about them. You need to be clear on your goals. When you're clear on your goals, waking up is just different because you have something to wake up to, something to look forward to. So get clear on your goals. What are two goals for my unit, right? Two things that your group wants to achieve. How does each member help my community, right? So this is kind of going to force you to look outside of yourself and look from someone else's perspective, right? Which is always a good exercise because once again, we're all part of one big community, and all that we do, helps others, or it should help others, because once again, we all benefit from the contributions of a lot of brilliant people who've built things and created products and services for all of us. So the least we can do is kind of, give our contribution back as well. So how does each member help my community? How do you help? How do the members help you? What are two goals for each member of my unit? Right now, this is gonna require that you spend some time paying attention to the people around you. Asking them what is it that they want. From the time they were kids to now, what is it that they've always wanted? Who is it that they think they are? How do they serve the unit? Right? Do they know how they serve the unit? Do they even look at this as a group, as a collective? These are all important questions that need to be crystallized. So, what are two goals for each member of my unit? And then lastly, how am I helping each member of my unit, right? And that's just kind of getting clear about what your role is. You know, uh, you definitely want to be multifaceted and be able to do as many things as you can. Self-reliance is a great trait, and it is a common trait among the successful. So you want to try to be as self-reliant as you can, be as strong, as skilled as you can, and that kind of disperses itself and becomes pervasive in your community as a whole. The more that you're skilled, the more those around you want to be skilled as well, and you want to share that knowledge. Share that knowledge so the community can all walk towards their goals. So once again, these are just some questions to help you check your connection to your community, right? Questions that help you assess where you are, where your community is, and where your community is going. Where do you want it to go? Where do you want to go, right? What is the point of all this? One thing about coronavirus, it gave us all time to kind of sit and reflect. What are we doing? If we get clear on what we're doing, can we get to where we want to go faster? I would say yes, because at least now we know where we want to go, right? And that's important. So checking that connection to your community, once again, very important. It's important for you and also important for those around you. All right. So as always, let's continue to march forth. Let's continue to move forward, right? Continue to make progress, right? Add skills, add training. Do not mistake activity for progress. All right, just because someone's moving around a lot doesn't necessarily mean they're moving forward. All right, so let's focus on progress. Every day is a school, so let's continue to learn. Be that student for life. I want to be a student for life. Continue to learn for life as long as my brain still works. Due to the grace of God, of course, and continue to grow and continue to, most importantly, explore. Explore the most fascinating aspect of your life, and that's you, right? You're way more brilliant than you likely give yourself credit for. So all we're asking is that you start giving yourself some credit. That's all. Take a few minutes just to remind yourself of how amazing you are, and then go outside and deal with this food. And then go outside and deal with life and things as they come. So, but yeah, remind yourself how amazing you are before you step outside. And then get ready for war. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to explore. Have a beautiful day. All right.